here opens up and it trades a little bit lower. We've got 59 on the downside as support. Again, what we try to do here is we're trying to find entry points that gives us an opportunity to scalp the market. We're looking about 3 or 4 points on our trading opportunities, 3 or 4 S&P points. That's what, and that's also where our stops would be triggered. So that's what we're looking at here as opportunities to trade the market. Each point in the S&P is about is $50, and so obviously you have to understand how many contracts you trade and how much is in your portfolio to be able to trade or account, whichever way you want to look at it. And so everybody here has individualized risk tolerances based on that, obviously. All right, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. Market continues to downtick here. We're looking at the 59 areas, a little bit of support. The 61 there is the settlement price for those who might be interested in that. Let's see here. We have consumer sentiment coming out here at 9 o'clock. Could be a little bit of a market mover, so keep that in mind if you're trading. That number will be released at the top of the hour here at 9 o'clock. It could be could create some volatility in the market, so we have to be a little bit mindful of that and be a little bit careful. All right, got down to 1.5. Of course, as soon as I say it was 61 settlement price, it stops 1.5 and zoom back up here really quickly. So again, choppiness is still there. So that's what we're trying to do here. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We are trading equity futures, not cryptos. We stay away from that market that we don't understand anything about. And trading is tough enough without trying to understand the fundamentals of the contract that you're trading. So we shall stick with something that at least we can understand. It doesn't mean that we can understand it all the time, but at least it's understandable. All right, anyway. Explosive, shock, and relief are some of the adjectives being used to describe the rally on Thursday as stocks recorded their best session since the early days of the pandemic in 2020. When all was said and done, and the Dow and the S&P closed the session 3.7 and 5.5%. Respectively higher, while the tech NASDAQ composite rose 7%, 7.4 to be exact. U.S. government bonds also recorded their steepest one-day decline in more than a decade. No kidding. That's the 10-year falling 32 basis points to 3.8. Pretty amazing stuff yesterday. And I was, again, watching, again, we were trading it. We had some good opportunities, so we can't complain. But then, it gets the moves are pretty amazing. Those are big moves that they're talking about that don't usually happen. Core and headline consumer inflation were weaker than expected in October, fueled by the decline in used cars and truck prices, cheaper airfares, and health insurance costs. The U.S. Labor Department reported 0.3% March to March rise in October core CPI compared to the forecast of 0.5, marking the softest reading since September of 21 for this core CPI, and it came in at 6.3% on an annualized basis. The market comes down here again. The headline, the CPI number, which factors in volatility, food and energy, climbed 7.7% from a year earlier. The expectation was 8%, compared to the 8.2% clip seen in the previous month. All of that yields to a 1,200-point rally in the Dow. Good morning. I'll repeat the levels again for those of you who might come in a little bit later as we come down here to our 59 area. We have a little 59 here As support, our pivot this morning is 39.71. Support down here at the 59 area, 47, 37, 24, and 14. Resistance on the upside at 83, 90, 97, 40, 05, and 20. Again, the pivot 39.71. Resistance above at 83, 90. Okay, there's a nice rotation there against our 59 area there. Got down to the 60 area and the 61. You could use both of those. Actually, you could use all of them because of the settlement price, and we have support there at 59. So maybe you're able to use all of them. We got a nice little pop. So support here again at 39.71 is a pivot. Support at 59, 47, 37, 24, and 14. Resistance on the upside at 83, 90, 97, 40, 05, and 20. So again, support areas are areas of buying opportunities, and resistance areas are selling opportunities, and we are trying to scalp the market, which means we're trying to take advantage of ebbs and flows. So we have a little buy area there against the 59 area, and remember, it's an area, so we're not going to be perfect. So you have to kind of scale in around it, and if you can't